Oh, it's Friday. Already? Great. I'm your host, Andrew, and in addition to copious amounts of milk, newborns also devour time itself. But I guess that's what I get for marrying a fourth-dimensional ancient time god. Anyway, this is Crypto Espresso, your teeny-tiny daily shot of caffeinated crypto headlines, and we're just gonna zoom into the news. First up, 9 top crypto influencers are being sued for their endorsements of FTX to the tune of $1 billion. It's alleged that they promoted the now bankrupt exchange and yield-bearing Earn accounts without disclosing how much compensation they received. Those behind the class action lawsuit believe it may be one of the only avenues for any of the victims to recover any of their damages. One of those named in court filings, Kevin Paffrath, allegedly earned $2,500 anytime he mentioned FTX, and he's since described his sponsorship deal as a disgrace and a scar. In a video he had added, "If I could go back, I would change it, because people got hurt because of that. I feel so terribly about that. People got hurt because of FTX, and it's a disgrace." Meanwhile, FTX's new management has claimed that Sam Bankman-Fried pulled $2.2 billion in payments and loans out of his companies. Meanwhile, a further 5 top executives took $1 billion out between them. This was partly possible because of what new CEO John Ray calls a complete failure of corporate controls. In an industry long accused of being male-dominated, the only woman on the list, Alameda Research CEO Ellison, took home just $6 million, far less than anyone else. Some $587 million more went to FTX's then head of engineering, Nishad Singh, with Gary Wang getting $246 million and Ryan Salam $87 million. Staggeringly, this figure doesn't even include the $240 million that was spent on luxury properties in the Bahamas and political and charitable donations. The FBI saw a big jump in crypto investment scams this year, jumping from $907 million in 2021 to $2.57 billion last year. Worse, these types of scams accounted for 77% of all incidents reported to the Internet Crime Complaints Center. In a new warning to the public, the FBI says crypto investment scams saw unprecedented increases in the number of victims and the dollar losses to these investors. Many victims have assumed massive debt to cover losses from these fraudulent investments. More than 31,000 such crimes went reported, with people aged 30 to 49 the most common victims. Among the most frequent schemes were those focused on liquidity mining, hacked social media, and celebrity impersonations. Speaking of celebrities, hey, let's let Morgan Freeman read the next story. Oh, thank you, Andrew. A DAO formed by people— I'm kidding, that was me. A DAO formed by people whose passions lie at the intersection of crypto and golf has proved that you can buy a multi-million-dollar Scottish golf course by selling NFTs. LinksDAO, a crypto-centric community of some 5,400 golfers, submitted the winning bid for the Spey Bay Golf Club, designed in 1907 by the noted golf course architect Ben Sayers. Founded in late 2021 at the height of the crypto bull market, LinksDAO raised what was then $10.5 million worth of ETH by selling NFTs that provide 2 levels of membership: global and leisure. These provide varying levels of governance votes and the right to buy individual or family memberships in the actual golf courses purchased, Spey Bay being the first, assuming the deal closes. And finally, the Blockchain Association has submitted Freedom of Information Act requests to the Federal Reserve and the FDIC, seeking documents and communications involving the debanking of crypto firms in the US. This all follows the dramatic collapse of Silvergate, Silicon Valley Bank, and Signature Bank. Head of policy Jake Chervinsky tweeted, "There are troubling reports of crypto companies having their bank accounts closed, often with no notice and no explanation. They've struggled to open new accounts too. This disturbing trend suggests that regulators are trying to cut crypto entirely out of the banking system." A high-ranking congressman has also accused regulators of using the crisis to choke off digital assets. And speaking of choke, don't choke when it comes to performing the most important steps of Friday, and those steps are liking this video, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and clicking on that little bell icon to get buzzed whenever a new Crypto Espresso video goes live. Thoughts on today's episode? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Still no comments. Questions about our headlines or crypto in general? Take the plunge to the description below this video. Ask Alex there, since Alex is a great resource for all things Web3 and the metaverse. And that about does it for today and the week. Again, I've been your host, Andrew. These have been your headlines. And ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. See you Monday.